I mean, this was barely legible. I could hardly understand what was going on at times. But it still makes more sense than Scientology. Let's see if you guys can fathom just how bad an idea this film was. John Travolta, a Scientologist, wanted to adapt a book written by the creator of Scientology into a two-part film. Don't worry, the second part was never released. You're not missing anything here. He wanted to make this, it was going to be very expensive, part one film, and he got a shady German production company to help him out, and then marketed the film with him as the main villain as the only name on the poster. I can't see where they went wrong. Also, the protagonist's name is Johnny Goodboy Tyler. Battlefield Earth stars Barry Pepper as Goodboy. I mean, they really had John Travolta and Forest Whitaker in this film and made them both villains and decided to bring in Barry Pepper to be the protagonist. It feels, yeah. Anyway, so Goodboy is the sort of character with such dramatic main character syndrome energy that he literally does 2 slow motion no screams in the opening 15 minutes, leaves home to find something better, and runs into the aliens that have been ruling over Earth and keeping humans in animalistic servitude for the last 1,000 years. 1,000 years? While they drain the Earth of its natural resources. Yeah, that's their goal. I feel like we're going to have achieved that by the year 3000 without trying that hard. They've been working towards it steadily for 1,000 years. Okay. So the Psychlos are the ones who've been reigning over Earth, and they've basically got people near, but not quite as low as the Planet of the Apes people kind of state. And we basically just watched John Travolta's character rage about not getting a promotion for a long time. That's basically the idea. He does that, and then he goes, wait, what if we trained humans to mine? That would reduce costs, and also we can teach them to rise up against the people who won't give me a job promotion. And then, so he basically says, these dicks are in charge of you, rise up against them, while being the dick that's in charge of them, and then teaching them how to rise up. And then he gets surprised. And I mean, most of the film is just him saying, oh no, he's a man animal. He couldn't possibly do this. Oh shit! That's the energy of the whole thing. So it only deals with half of this Dune ripoff novel. Most of the film isn't action-packed. I feel like that's important to bring up, because I believe that if it had been a sort of turn your brain off mindless action thing, they probably could have escaped with their reputations not totally destroyed, except for that one pesky every aspect of filmmaking. Yeah, because it's all trash. It's like just editing, sound mixing, the basic things that you don't really think about that much because you take them for granted that a film with $50 million budget is going to be able to do those things, you know? Now, I know that doesn't seem massive by today's standards when we're talking about the next Avengers film potentially costing $1 billion, but I mean, in the same year, in 2000, Memento was made, for like $9 million budget. I think in concept, this was Megalopolis levels of what in Scientology, God's name, are you doing here? But Megalopolis, despite being, I think it's total crap, but at least, it's total crap because the storyline and the dialogue are insane. All the other levels of filmmaking, are actually pretty good in it, This was as bafflingly bad, as unwatchably horrid as I could possibly have imagined it being. And I was expecting it to be really awful, but I didn't expect it to be, actually as bad as people say, And just watching this, I couldn't believe it. Going in, I was like, well, it's a $50 million budget. It has known actors like John Travolta and Forest Whitaker in it. They're talented, right? This is the kind of film that made me go, are they actually? do they actually have any talent at all? Because how could you go this far astray? It's baffling on literally every level. I don't get it. I mean, it was deadly serious the whole way throughout. Completely, not a joke in there. And yet, there is a 10-minute sequence where John Travolta keeps proclaiming himself a genius for figuring out that rat is humans' favorite food. And then he tries to convince the main guy to learn their language by, shoving a rat in his face as a treat. And it was all played deadly serious. That's the kind of film this is. That's just like... you know? So I'm giving Schrodinger's film, because if you don't watch it, you can pretend that John Travolta is simultaneously both a good and a bad actor. Half a star. Like, I thought some recent blockbuster failures were bad, you know, Megalopolis, Morbius, Madam Web, like, I thought those were atrocious, but this just proves naughty's disasters hit different. Borders on nonsensical. But so is Scientology.